President Trump has said he did not direct Rudy Giuliani. When asked about this, he said he didn't direct Giuliani to do anything in Ukraine. He said, no, I didn't direct him, but he is a warrior. He is a warrior.
Again, President Trump says a lot of things. It's the public's decision to see if that's true or not. I mean,
this letter that you gave to the House, the first line in it, which is a letter from Rudy Giuliani to President-elect Zelensky, says, I am private counsel to President Donald J. Trump. Just to be precise, I represent him as a citizen, not as President of the United States. This is quite common under American law. Duties and privileges of a president and private citizen are not the same. So he is making a very clear point that he's not representing the interests of the United States writ large, of American national security. He's representing the interests of Donald J. Trump.
That was always the point.
That was always made.
That was always clear. He always made it clear that he doesn't represent wherever we went. He said, I don't represent the government. I represent the President of the United States.
So anything Rudy Giuliani wanted the government of Ukraine to do, that wasn't official U.S. policy. That was a personal benefit to the President of the United States.
Well, you know, when I was doing it, I thought it was all in the same. But obviously now, as I could see, with the situation the way it is, I mean, it was strictly for him. But again, I thought he was our leader. He's the chief. He's the president. And it was all about 2020 to make sure he had another 4 years. And I didn't.
But that's how you personally viewed it, that this is about 2020 to help him get the next 4 years.
That was the way everybody viewed it. I mean, that was the most important thing, is for him to stay on for another 4 years and keep the fight going. I mean, there was no other reason for doing it.
The administration says, and Jim Jordan in Congress and a lot of the president's defenders in Congress say, the president was deeply concerned about corruption in Ukraine.
Like I said, I'm not going to go into personal attacks on anybody here, but they all know. They go home at night. They all have a conscience. I've been there when they liked him, when they didn't like him, when they talk behind his back, when they agree with him and disagree with him. And to see the things that they're doing now and just blindly I mean, it's a sham, it's a shame. And
they know the real story.
Absolutely, they all know. They were all a part. I mean, they all knew.
Did the president care about corruption in Ukraine?
I mean, you'd have to ask him. But as far as I know, the only thing we cared about, and we were the team, was to get Zelensky or Poroshenko or somebody to make a press release, an announcement into the Biden investigation.
What's so fascinating to me about what you just said is that it's not to launch an investigation and to investigate even the Bidens and Burisma. It's to make an announcement of an investigation. That's what mattered.
Well, because nobody trusted them to do even an investigation.
In terms of who knew about what you were doing in Ukraine, did Vice President Pence know?
Of course.
Because, I mean, his office has said he was unaware of, that he had met with Zelensky after not going to the inauguration, but he wasn't delivering a message of a quid pro quo.
Look, again, like I said, I'm not here to debate. I'm here to get the truth out. I got my records.
But how do you know that the vice president would have known what Giuliani was up to, what you were up to?
Because we would speak every day. I knew everything that was going on. I mean, after Rudy would speak with the president or come from the White House, I was the first person he briefed. I mean, we had a relationship. We were that close. I mean, we were together from morning to night. I mean, he took me, every interview he would do, I would be sitting over there while he was doing the interviews. I mean.
So Giuliani knew everything you were doing?
Everything he was.
You're saying Vice President Pence knew?
Well, I don't know if my vice president knew everything we were doing. I'm sure he was.
But he knew about a quid pro quo?
Well, of course he knew. Everybody knew. Everybody that was close to Trump knew that this was a thorn in the side and this was a serious situation.
Bolton.
Mulvaney. Bolton, I don't think, agreed with it. I think there's certain people that agreed with it and didn't agree with it.
He called it a drug deal, according to Fiona Hill.
I think Bolton is a very important witness because I think between me and Bolton, we could fit in all the dots. I think because I was on the ground there and he was over here.
And you'd be willing to testify?
I would be very willing to testify.